I was just going to make a video about what I've seen. I have seen a version of our future where we are militarily beat by our adversaries. I prayed against it as much as I could possibly do. I don't believe I lacked in any particular way of praying for it with fervency and thoroughness and diligence and in the most effective way I could possibly do. I still just don't know that it was enough. But in the bad version of the future where adversaries beat us, we pretty much lost all our fighter jets. We had a small fleet of the new stealth bombers, but I'm pretty sure our F-35s all got just massacred. I think a lot of our F-22 Raptors got massacred. You know, they could take out a couple jets before they died, a couple enemy planes before they died, but it was horrible. And then I remember there was I was shown great periods of time where people were waiting to hear back from our submarines, and we were wondering if they were going to come back. And actually most of them came back. I think all but one came back. So I think our submarines actually did very good. I'm sure they had crazy, harrowing stories to tell. I've seen China sink one of our aircraft carriers, and then, you know, they sink it and then they pull their hand back real quick and say, no, we don't want to start a war. That was just self-defense because you were in our territory and we had to do something. But we want to apologize and we don't want war. And what they do is they whittle away at us in this real politically deniable way. Like they're trying to get away with delivering slices to us. And they do. We allow them. It's awful. America's not a vicious attacker. China is. They start the first fight. America's not planning on killing others. That's not our doctrine. We don't go start fights. China does. And they do it with us. And then they act like they weren't. And then they do it again and act like they weren't. And they're just trying to sneak in as many slices that they can do before we finally admit it's war. And the thing is they already know it's war when they deliver the first one. It's an obfuscated strategy to inflict harm. I've seen so much. I've seen the whole thing. It was awful. I did see a version where America barely won, but it really ruined our money process and the doing of it. And in many instances, we just had to print more funny money and inflate it, which was bad because you had the whole global stage looking at us to see what we were going to do. And all of our finances was laid bare. And everybody knew that there was only one thing we could do if we were going to continue, and it wasn't a good choice. And our politicians had to shut down the stock market for a couple days while they thought about what they were going to do, and there was only one option. Everybody knew it. It's horrible. America's a good country. It doesn't deserve to die. It's a very good country. There's nothing wrong with America. They're just sinful people living here. But the principles don't need to be changed at all. There's nothing wrong with America.